Looking for a new podcast? Come escape with Dice Company, a D&D adventure where 4 unlikely friends battle an evil empire. We've got epic storytelling,
Time for a new life, maybe a new name to go with his new face.
thrilling fights,
What he'd like to do is kick this guy in his zombie balls.
terrible teamwork,
If you want to do it, you can do it yourself.
and an extremely literal automaton.
For the mushrooms to work, they must be passed through a reindeer, and you must drink their urine.
That's Dice Company, available wherever you get your kicks.
Here comes the Nastygram.
Welcome back to the Nastygram D&D Podcast. This is A Tangled Web, Chapter 7, A Hidden Blade. Hello, my lady Alita.
Hello, Severe.
This town of Deepwater does not know what is coming to it. We got a measure of the players here, the seemingly insignificant trading post, and I think we have found a way to get back to Menzoberranzan, as well as to unlock promising potential for both gain and knowledge.
Whom of these players interest you the most?
Certainly not Zorn, the Grey Dwarf ruler. Head as thick as the ore he craves. His deal did seem enticing at first, but it is unlikely to benefit us more than just as a way out. Instead, we will use it to our advantage, the enterprising mercenary leader Torm. When we strike the head off the leadership here, he will step in to ensure the tower remains standing, and to keep a path open for us in the future.
You seem certain of your success, Severe. There is a line between confidence and arrogance.
Of course, my lady. And I feel we will need all of the blessing of you and our Queen of Darkness below in the coming hours. And though I never would have thought that dealing with goblins would be the way, but if there's anything to those vermin that they are good at, it is fleeing into the shadows. They will be our way out after we strike. But there is one other thing.
Yes, you gave much to the Illithid, more than you know.
Yes, but there was no other way.
There is always another way, Severe. And not all roads must lead back to Menzoberranzan. Don't forget where I found you. Our goddess expects you to look for your own opportunities and to take those that benefit her. Look and listen for them, as you should always listen for her secrets.
For in them there is truth.
Truth may hurt, but in pain,
There is strength,
strength grows from loss,
which all must face.
and all must face the darkness.
For in it we are whole.
Welcome back to the Nastygram Dungeons & Dragons podcast. This is A Tangled Web, and I'm going to be your Dungeon Master, Jake.
This is Josh, and you might think this is severe, but in fact it is just a poor goblin prisoner.
Hey everyone, Dan here playing Sylavar, the drow. Not drow.
Not a drow.
Sure. What's good? It's Matt here. I'll be playing Jidin Duskrin, the beat up rogue goblin. Something.
What are you?
We're so
Maybe.
bad at this.
Goblins can be rogues.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Devin. I'm playing Saverkeen, Goblin Queen.
Are we all goblins? Not only one of us is
No, I'm not the goblin. I'm the Goblin Queen, though.
Oh, I see. Because you married the goblin
yeah,
king.
yeah.
They like me
Marry
now.
him.
We consummated on the surface.
Is the Goblin King
Wow.
David Bowie, though?
Spoiler?
Nah. Zorn Stonespine walks down a dark tunnel, flanked by his twin bodyguards. Their heavy boots scrape against the lead-lined floor. At the end of the tunnel, Zorn stops at a solid metal wall and glares suspiciously at his guards. After the two guards take a step back, Zorn puts his face inches from the polished metal surface and whispers the command word to open the portal.
What's the command word?
Yeah, does the audience hear the command word, Jake?
As you will. As the words are spoken, the metal wall fades out of view, revealing a room filled with treasure. Zorn quickly walks past rows of armor and weapons. Never trust a dark elf. Everyone knows that. Those pointy-eared spider worshippers are up to something, I know it. Elves are always up to something. The three dwarves stop in front of an enormous two-handed axe. Its handle is made of crooked black wood. The blades of the axe are serrated and jagged. This should keep 'em honest. Made by an ogre magi for killing surface elves. But it works just as well on drow. Zorn hefts the giant axe over his shoulder and heads towards the exit, but pauses in front of an ivory pedestal. On the pedestal is a gold ring with 3 diamonds set on a golden sun. 2 of the diamonds seem to glow from within. Zorn runs a finger along the ring's edge and smiles. As he leaves the vault, the wall appears and darkness envelops the treasure room. Darkness except for the faint glow of 2 small diamonds.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's that 6-year-old, huh?
That's his favorite ring.
6-year-old, I'm sorry.
Is that 6-year-old? The axe of drow slaying?
The axe of elf slaying is the 6 I rolled.
Yeah, I thought so.
Cool. I'm glad I'm a goblin.
We see the interior of Zorn Stonespine's throne room. Very Spartan. There's not a lot of decoration on the wall. Just smooth gray stone. And the smooth gray throne sitting at the back of the mostly circular room. Sitting on that throne is Zorn. On his lap, the enormous great axe. To his left and right, Durland and Durland. And at his feet, his cat. Who walks into the room? And what do you guys look like?
Silavar forces the doors open, and he's angrily striding across the door or across the room. He looks disheveled. There's a cut under his right eye that he did himself. And behind him, I'd say, are the 2 goblins and Savrakeen.
Savrakeen is wet, soaking wet. Some of her robes are torn, but she still looks elegant.
And the 2 goblins, they're conscious, they're chained, they're bloodied.
They are, I'd say, bloodied. With disguise self, you can probably...
Yes, you can make your appearance look. Is that the same thing you're casting, Matt?
Yeah.
For Jiden?
Yes. They're likely like cowed into submission by these 2 figures that follow them.
Yeah, and I think they're probably bound with rope, which isn't really bound, but...
Or chained with a key. I think that's
roll
more
use rope.
And one has a pronounced limp.
Okay.
They look much worse for wear.
All right. You make your way into the middle of the room.
As he's striding across the room, he says, "You, Zorn, are a liar."
What did I lie about this time?
24. That nest had at least 50.
It was 24 when my father made the contract.
I lost 2 of my raiding party.
Dan, give me a deception check.
Yeah, baby.
Zavir,
Can I have some dice?
Nope.
I suck at this
You
game.
gotta roll.
I don't have dice.
You gotta stay without dice.
don't give me any D20s.
Can you pass me my box?
Zavir is going to start yelling in Goblin
Okay.
about...
You've broken the deal! The deal!
I'm trying to give a...
Trying to assist?
Yeah.
All right.
Savrakeen slaps the goblin.
Give me a... Goblin Zavir, give me a deception check as well.
Oh, okay. Not actually. Aid.
Aid, yeah. How
So
does
that
aid
would
work?
give him advantage.
Yeah, how does aid work? Do you have to roll?
It's if you determine the action would assist them. It's kind of a DM discretion. Or I could just also...
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
Which gives me an 18, and I'm going to use one of my inspiration.
Okay.
21.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, do it with advantage. Roll another one. See if it's higher than a 15.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Conic coin counter comes up to the goblin Zavir and in goblin yells at you to be quiet.
Mutters quietly and
pulls out a small mace and points it at you.
Zavir like cowers.
Zorn says, I suppose they breed quickly.
Now, we had a deal. I want something more.
The goblin says to Kendrick, I have treasure. I will trade for my freedom.
He hits you with the mace. You take 1 damage.
He reaches down into his little like he crouches down. He has these little like ragged leather wrappings, and he pulls out a ring, holds it between his tied hands, and his hand shaking holds it out towards Kendrick.
I think it's Kenrick or Conic.
Conic coin counter.
I think it's Kendrick.
Kenrick, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He takes it.
Great treasure. Great treasure.
Enough.
Salivar turns back and looks at Savarkeen and says, silence them.
He says, what is it you want?
Reparations.
For 2 dead drow.
They are both of noble houses.
Oh, you should be paying me. Looks like the wizard that was with you is dead. Did you a favor, trust me.
The wizard was valuable to us.
Aww.
You think I'm stupid. But let me tell you something. I know people. I could tell when I saw that one he was gonna be trouble. He was gonna betray you.
That is the way of drow.
And then the one with the mask. Don't trust a man who can't show his face.
Regardless, it will make our journey back to Menzoberranzan more perilous.
Let me see that. Kenrick brings the ring over to him and he starts looking at it.
Powerful magic. Powerful magic.
I strike the goblin again.
Give that one to the cat.
No! Take him!
If one of the Durgar approach,
The cat actually lifts its head.
Savarkeen grabs the Zavir by the scruff and starts walking him to the center of the room.
Salivar holds up his hand and says, no, these are our prisoners. That is the least you can do.
He's just kind of turning the ring over in his hand. I got to thinking about what you were saying about having a route to Menzoberranzan. And I realized something. If that's true, why you need me to send you back?
We lost our court wizard along the way.
A lot of wizards.
Indeed.
Wizards tend to die easy.
We hear their magic works differently close to the surface. That secret I'll bestow on you for free.
But the matter of payment.
Sure, you must have got plenty of loot up in those goblin nests.
That is ours for the taking. You owe us.
Savarkeen holds the rock with her other hand. There's a glint of mithril in it.
His eyes widen. A lot of that up there?
Very much.
Oh.
You can see it in the water.
It is there for the taking now. We honored our side of the deal.
You are priest of Loth.
An acolyte.
Tell you what. Feel a little bad about bad information. I'll give you a little something extra. To be honest, I don't really like keeping it around. He puts that ring on the arm of his throne, places it down, and then he goes to one of the braids of hair in his beard. Like I said, his beard has all these braids and they're filled with rings. And he messes around with it and he pulls one off. And he says, fair trade, a ring for a ring. I don't like this one. Too spidery. He throws it to you.
Could we say that before we went in, I had ritually cast Detect Magic as we go in. Just sensing. It lasts for 10 minutes.
Roll a luck die.
No, it's fun. That's okay.
I get the presence of magic, and if I see something, I can determine it's school.
Okay. Yeah, he flicks a ring over to you, and you catch it.
I put the mithril down on the table and pick up the ring. I look at it.
Okay. It's magical.
Salavar turns and looks at you, and he says,
Did he put the other ring in his braid?
He put it on the arm of his throne. And then after he flicks that one over to you, he picks that back up and keeps rolling it over in his hand.
Salavar kind of looks angrily back towards you, and he says, "Are you satisfied with this deal?"
No. She regards the ring more.
My father always told me never trust drow to make good deals.
So far, we have made a bad one. It has cost us.
And your father is dead, King.
He looks at Kenrick and says, "Ask the goblin what this one does. It's pretty."
Speak.
He waits till he pretends he only speaks goblin.
Yep.
So he waits until Kenrick says it in goblin. He says, "It belonged to our shaman. I took it when he fell. Very powerful."
Give me a deception check.
12.
Savrakeen
I'm going to use a point of inspiration.
Okay.
Have you done your thing yet?
15.
15.
What thing?
Yeah, you
Portents.
rolled the 2 die 20.
Shit, no.
Yeah, do that right now.
Good call, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing my character.
Your core ability. There's a 20 and a 15.
Wow.
Dear Lord.
Glad you didn't waste him. He looks a little suspicious. But he says, "Sir, I believe it may be something that's only useful for magic users." Huh. He puts it on. As he slides it onto his finger, he kind of, his eyes go blank for a moment, and then he starts to shake, starts to convulse. He actually, he looks like he's having a seizure. And everyone is just kind of in shock, unsure of what to do. His 2 bodyguards draw their
Now, Silent Bob.
weapons,
Yeah.
but they don't do anything. And as he's shaking and kind of seizing up, he suddenly stops, and his eyes just have this blue kind of gloss to them. And he says, "Korak, Konkarak, Kask, Zorn." And then he snaps out of it.
Zavir starts casting.
Okay.
Salavar's running towards him and summoning his sword to his hand as he does it.
All right. So the effect of that is going to be that Zorn is going to miss the first round of combat. So
That's good. That's
everyone
very good.
roll initiative.
Okay.
So it's really just the 4 of you and then the 5 of them. So the Displacer Beast, Zorn, Durland, and Kenrick.
Bird.
I got a 22.
Wow.
Damn.
I rolled in that 20.
Nice.
I got a dirty 20 for Zavir.
Perfect. I got a 10.
Jidin has a 19.
You guys will get your licks in, then I'll
Drop the fog.
drop the fog.
All right. So we've got Silavar, Zavir. Zorn is getting skipped this round, but he would be there. And then who had a 10?
Oh, Savrakeen.
Savrakeen. Wait, what did Jidin have?
19.
Oh, 19. I'm sorry. So it's Silavar, Zavir, Jidin, Zorn, Savrakeen, and then the Displacer Beast, and everyone else got 9s.
Perfect.
Weirdly.
Perfect.
So most of you are kind of ready to go. Devin, Savrakeen's a little distracted by this ring, kind of, threw a little hiccup in the plan, and you're actually like focusing on it, trying to figure out what school of magic it is when all of this goes down. And Dan, what do you do?
As
Salava.
he starts running towards the throne, he is going to use his bonus action to use his Hexblade's Curse on Zorn,
Okay.
and then he is going to attack.
Okay. You're going to attack Zorn.
Yep.
All right.
I think it's a 23.
23 to hit.
Mhm.
Okay, you hit. Zorn is like still in his chair, still recovering from whatever just happened to him. And you just run up with your blade. I'm assuming it was already summoned,
Mm-hmm.
and you hit him.
All right. 10 damage.
Okay,
Nice.
Xavier.
Xavier curses in infernal at Salivar. Fool! As he was starting to make an incantation
I love that everyone's a fool always.
with an arrow effect. He's an arrogant wizard. Everybody's a fucking fool compared to him. How, if I had something with a 10-foot radius effect, how many of them?
You could get Zorn, the Displacer Beast, and Salivar.
Sorry, Jake. It was 14 damage.
Okay. The Displacer Beast is right at his feet. The other guys are kind of off to the sides.
Okay. Well, fuck. So if I aim for either of them, I'd only hit one.
Whoa, like it's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
If you could put it, you could get one of the Durlans
And
Zorn.
Zorn.
Yeah, and the Displacer Beast and
Salivar?
And Salivar. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's worth the odds.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, buddy.
What's the save?
So it's an attack roll first. This is Ice Knife.
So you're centering it on the Durland then, on one of them.
So that might not hit. That is a 14.
It's a miss.
So in that case, he doesn't take the piercing damage, but the ice it basically like an icicle forms his hand and shoots out. It kind of maybe just blasts off his armor, but it explodes in a radius, and everyone in that radius takes 3d6 cold damage.
No save.
Dex save. Sorry.
Failed. I rolled a 2. I'm not sure what the DC was. Rolled a 2.
Everyone gets a save, DC 13, including you, Dan.
Oh, everyone gets a save. I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right, so Durland failed.
What's the difficulty?
13.
Huh. Just missed. 12. How much?
11 cold damage.
Wow.
Rusty.
So it's half if you make the save.
Yeah, 5.
That's a lot of damage for the explode. Is that a first level spell?
Up to second level.
Upcast? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, these shards of ice kind of explode around all of them. Anything else, Xavier?
And I guess as his move action was probably getting out of the ropes and everything to do that. So
Yeah,
I
that
think-
makes sense.
I think that's probably it.
Jidden?
Jidden is going to sort of slide his hands out from the ropes that he was also tied up in and start making his way over to the throne with everybody there.
Okay. So yeah, I'll say it's a move action to kind of get out of the ropes, but because you're a rogue, you get the extra move action.
Cunning.
So you can get out of the ropes and then be at the throne to attack.
Yeah.
And who are you attacking?
I am going to go for Zorn as well.
Okay.
He's like incapacitated, right?
He's not completely incapacitated, but he's surprised. Yeah, he doesn't really, he's kind of out of it.
So advantage.
You
get advantage from him.
Ally
threatening,
from
right?
being
no, you don't get advantage.
Okay.
But you do get the backstab because
he's within 5 feet.
there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The advantage thing, only the assassin rogue. If a enemy has not acted yet,
Yeah.
Okay.
then the assassin rogue
On a
gets
surprise
advantage. Yep.
Yeah.
If a target is surprised and the assassin rogue hits it, it's a critical hit.
Gross.
That's going to be a 19.
That's
with
a
his
hit.
rapier. So he slinks off the ropes and he starts making his way over, but he's still in goblin form. And just as he gets there, he drops this guy's self, and it's all of a sudden him with his mask, and it's not bad. That's 15 piercing.
Okay. You hit him right in the chest with your rapier, and you know he's wearing really heavy armor, and he just kind of looks at you, kind of confused. It's taking him a moment to kind of realize what's going on, to come out of this. You see blood trickling down his nose.
And yeah, that's end of my turn.
All
Nice.
right.
Solid hit.
And then he would go, but like I said, because of the ring, he stands up and like stands on the throne, and lifts up this axe, which is, I mean, as big as him. It's definitely made for like a larger size category.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's kind of coming out of that daze. And he says, "What did you do to my head?" Savarkeen.
She looks around. She makes hand signal. Now.
I think the only one that's looking at you is probably...
Yeah, I don't think anyone's looking at you for a hand signal.
The two of us are
They're all
up front
kind
on
of
the throne.
focused on
Zavir might.
Yeah.
Zavir just nods. Yes.
Savarkeen takes that scepter in her hand, and she slams it down on the table, and dust is thrown out, but it gathers and swirls, and it becomes a fog cloud.
In the middle of the room?
In the middle of the room.
Okay.
Sick.
And then we see, as this fog fills, we just see a large creature just skittering
through. You guys
through.
would have got killed by crosswind, like 2 rounds.
Yeah,
probably. You'd all be dead.
And then I'm going to move.
Okay.
Towards the displacer beast.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I remember what I was told about the displacer beast, about 3 paces to the left. So she's going to move almost behind it as it appears, but really focusing on that spot where she thinks it is.
All right. Now you have true sight or something like that to see through
the spider has blind sight of 10 feet.
Okay.
Which means within 10 feet, I'm not considered blinded.
And you move. You turn into a spider as a bonus action.
Correct.
So cast a spell, bonus to change, and then move up to the displacer beast.
Yep.
Sounds good. How does this work then? Now no one can do anything? Like all right. So
do we just go back and do a different spell?
No. So we just had a giant rules discussion about fog, and the conclusion that we came to, that'll be on the bonus feed.
Yeah.
All right. So the crossbowmen are not going to be able to shoot you guys unless you wander too close to the edges of the fog. As for everyone inside the fog, it's just going to be straight rolls. Because basically unless you have a way of seeing, you're blinded and blind, essentially. Your opponent is invisible, but you're also blind. Whatever.
You're hacking
Long
at
and
shapes
short.
and noise.
Basically, the crossbowmen have been effectively
Obscured.
Yeah. So there was an effect, and it's going to be great for Salivar because no, we went over that. You can't see through it, but it'll be great for Savarkeen. All right, and then we were at their turn, right? So I was trying to figure
We could skip
out
their turn.
if the Displacer Beast could see Savarkeen.
I'm fine with that.
And yeah,
Could probably hear her too.
Savarkeen the spider. You see the form of this big cat kind of stand up to its full height, and you see these tentacles on its back unfurl and come up into the air, and it moves through the fog and comes right at you, pounces at you actually, and kind of lands right next to you, like misses you, and lashes out with these tentacles in both directions, kind of just throwing wisps of fog around, but just turning in circles trying to find you, but totally misses you. Meanwhile, you guys hear shouting in Dwarven as the two bodyguards converge on the middle of the room. Dan, they're going to go right for you, because you were you're the bigger, literally, with your 10 strength. And you went right at Zorn. I mean, you guys both went right at Zorn, but
I'm just a little guy.
All right, Dan, what's your armor class as the first one attacks you?
16.
Okay, he hits you.
Okay. Technically, right now, Savarkeen the spider has the highest strength.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
14.
Hulky.
Look at the 8 quads on that thing.
Damn.
Never fucking skipping leg day.
What did you say it was, Dan?
My armor class?
Yeah.
16.
16. Okay.
Get it? Because they have a lot of.
You take 8 damage.
Okay.
Here's what happens. First one comes in and he stabs you, and then he yells something, and they're both using long swords. He grabs you and kind of spins you and like surprises you with his strength. And the fact that he reached out with an arm and grabbed you.
Sure.
And then you feel the blade from the other one hit you. The way these guys work is if one of them hits, the other one gets advantage. So that second one would have missed, but it hit you because his brother hit you.
Got it.
So that's why you took 8. And they're basically flanking you.
Okay.
They're on opposite sides of you right now.
Yep.
They fight together, they'll die together.
Matt,
Yeah.
you take 9 damage.
What was the to hit? I got a 17 AC.
There's no to hit.
Oh.
You turn around and you see that dwarf Kenrick right next to you, and then you see a flash of light and 3 magic missiles slam into your chest.
Sick.
He's holding a wand.
Actually, I don't. So in the fog, I see the light of those magic missiles headed my way, and there's a glint of light off of Jiden's mask, and I cast shield.
Fuck!
There you go.
Shield spell for the magic
Wow.
missile.
No one
I think
ever
that's
uses it for the magic missile.
I've ever seen that actually happen.
Incredible.
This is the first time I've ever seen a arcane trickster use a cool thing.
Right?
Wow.
That's all I got, though. There's
No, that's fucking dope. Yeah, so it hits. He looks shocked.
That might
Shook him.
demoralize them.
Let's hope.
You all hear crossbow bolts just getting fired into the fog. Here's what I'm going to do. These dwarf crossbowmen are just going to fucking fire randomly. Everyone in the fog is going to roll a d20 at the end of every round, and if you roll a 19 or 20, you get hit by a crossbow bolt. I'm going to roll for all of them as well.
Sick.
So go ahead, everyone roll now. It's the end of the turn.
I
rolled a 20 for Zorn.
I rolled a 1. Does that mean they shoot one of their party members?
No.
I also got a 1.
Big 3.
4.
Let's get those low numbers out, boys.
Take that, Jake.
Damn, Zorn took some damage. Anyone close to him sees a crossbow bolt like graze his cheek, and he just grimaces. And then he actually yells, "Keep firing!"
I like this guy.
I kind
of rooting for him, guys.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
top of the round.
Salivar is going to take, in game terms, I know we're not using a grid, but a 5-foot step to try to get out of being kind of situated between these two, being flanked.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast Armor of Agathis.
Ooh.
Do they have if I'm within, if I can take a 5-foot step away from them?
Nope. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Casting a spell does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Really?
Yes. Not in 5th edition.
But
Yeah.
moving away from them would.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I'll do that.
And there's no 5-foot step.
You're going to stay there.
I will still, is there a way, could I maneuver?
I mean, you can move.
Yeah, they'll move
just
again.
If you disengage, then
Sure.
they get, I mean, if you actually disengage, they don't get attack for opportunity. But if you move out of their threatened area, then they get attack for opportunity.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to do
But they'll just move as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
keep them moving.
back to rules lawyering. You make attack for opportunity with a hostile creature you can see moves out of your reach.
Yeah. So, you could move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Josh.
But again, so can they. So,
Yep.
yeah. But you want to move like away from the throne?
Yes.
All right.
Just kind of pivot maybe back towards where Jidden is.
Jidden's right there. Because
Yeah,
he
I
just
know.
went up and stabbed Zorn.
But just out of the
Sure.
concentrated melee so that we're kind of attacking them on one front.
Okay.
So long as you're within 5 feet of him.
Mm-hmm.
Zavir.
Zavir kind of curses, realizing again, like, not sure we had the best plan here.
Hard for you to target things.
And he instead hears a voice in his head, a female voice that tells him to call upon her. And he is going to cast Bless which affects 3 creatures in range. I don't have to see them. So calling upon Shar to bless my 3 allies.
Okay.
You guys add a D4 to all your attack rolls and saving throws for 1 minute.
Devin, you don't know where the blessing came from, but you are familiar with what has just happened to you.
I feel my senses heightened.
Yep. Someone just cast bless on you. You are aware of that. You don't know who cast it, though, because they're outside of 10 feet. So
Savarkeen might just think that it's Lolth blessing her.
Arrogance.
Zealots.
Jidden.
Ooh.
Zorn's standing on that throne in front of you, and he looks like he's about to hit you with a great axe of elf slaying. Just warning you.
Oh, that's cool.
Terrifying. Okay. Is it labeled?
Yeah.
Or just has a silhouette of an elf with like the Ghostbusters like circle?
Is it like stat tracked? Are there like a number of elf marks on the?
Yes, there's definitely notches on the handle.
All right, so long as Salivar is within 5 feet of Zorn, he will make another strike with his rapier. That is 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
I realized I thought about Fairy Fire, but it's a cube.
Yeah,
you
I thought
can't target it,
same
so
thing.
it would have an equal chance of affecting you guys.
Yep.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Bless was great.
Those in.
Great spell.
So that is going to be 14 piercing damage.
Okay.
So Jidden will take a stab with his rapier, probably into some loose piece of armor, and then I will use.
He actually reaches out and like tries to grab your rapier as you stab him, and you he grabs it with an ungauntleted hand, and you just cut across his hand, and then he pulls back and just looks at you and smiles. You hurt him. You would have hurt him a lot worse if he hadn't done that.
Nice.
He used a special ability. He has a reaction to take half damage from one attack.
Cool. Nice. Good to use it on the rogue.
I like this guy. Damn.
It's a Rob Roy maneuver.
So seeing that, Jidden will jump up onto the arm of the throne, flick the blood off of his rapier, and then use my cunning action to disengage and slip back behind the throne, kind of disappearing from his sight.
Cool. Leaving leaving
Salivar.
Dan Salivar to take the brunt of the axe.
Here we go.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you disengaged.
Yep.
That's a rogue ability.
Yep. And you moved kind of far away. All right. Yeah. This is going to be great, actually. All right, Dan. He sees you now as the obvious target.
Yep.
And he lifts that axe up, and weird trick of light because of the fog or something, he grows.
Hate it.
He gets much bigger. He steps off of the throne, so now both one foot is on either side of it, and he's just straddling it. And suddenly the axe isn't so out of place in his hand. And then he swings at you with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's probably going to miss. So,
no, he didn't miss. Nah, he didn't miss.
Just nat 20s for days.
But here's the great part: you're not an elf.
I am not an elf.
See,
nice, pays off.
Mm-hmm. It does. Oh yeah, it does. That would have been bad.
It's all part of the plan.
You take 11 damage.
Okay. Well, he takes 10 from my armor, and my armor's gone.
Oh, does it reduce the damage?
I get 10 temporary hit points.
Awesome.
But then once they're gone,
but he took 10.
Yep.
What does that look like? I mean, he just whacked you with an axe.
The armor of Agathis is kind of like forms this ice, kind of crystalline frost all over his armor. And as the axe kind of sinks in as it hits, the frost leaps from me onto the axe and like races down and kind of climbs up his arm before it kind of shakes and shatters.
Cool. All right, that's it for him. Savarkeen.
Savarkeen sees. She feels that battle.
We just stop using the S word.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nobody's seeing shit. Senses.
I'm going to keep this beast occupied, but I want to help Silavar deal with Zorn. So the spider sort of skitters a bit and orients itself, and then out of its
hindquarters,
out of its abdomen, a web spits out at Zorn. 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
The target is restrained by
Oh,
webbing.
wait. You can't target him. He's too far away.
Too far away.
10 feet?
He's more than 10 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to fucking bite the displacer beast.
Okay.
Keep it occupied. That's okay.
Trying to remember this fog.
You have advantage.
That's right, because I'm not blinded.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
18. Yeah, I can
18?
see exactly where this creature is. I can feel it with my little hairs on my legs.
Hopefully we've got enough following from this new arc that we will have a flurry of rules lawyering coming at us following this episode.
Wait.
No, I am not considered blinded as the spider. I am not considered blinded while in the fog.
Well, how long has it been since we played D&D? Over a year, right?
You hit it.
Cool.
You actually aim a little bit to
3 paces to the left.
3 paces to the left, and you hit it.
It's going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and then I need a Constitution saving throw.
DC?
DC 11.
Made it.
He probably has really shitty con save.
Yeah, so you're going to take half of this damage, which is going to be 6. That's already halved.
Okay. So I take 6.
6 poison damage.
Kitty takes 6. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to skitter off, like back up a little bit into the fog.
Okay. The Durlans are going to keep attacking Salvar. Not trying to pick on you, Dan.
No,
They're not dumb.
Yeah.
19's going to hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 from the first hit, 4 from the second hit.
Okay.
How you doing, buddy?
Not great.
They are constantly communicating with each other about positioning and everything. And it makes them pretty deadly accurate.
Sure.
Josh, do you look like a goblin still?
Yeah.
Jidden, you see Kenrick move towards the exit.
Okay.
And then everyone roll your random crossbow bolts. 1920. Maybe it'll kill Dan.
14.
Nope. 12.
7.
Okay. Everyone's good. All right.
This is
Salavar.
ripping through the air.
What are you doing?
Silavar is going to... He's going to turn invisible.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't require a spell slot. It's comes with the feat, the Shadow Touch feat. I took it for level 4. And then he will, I guess, disengage.
Okay.
At least initially.
I'll say you see Kenrick go as well.
Okay.
He's at the door.
Yep. This
He's
is
kinda
what we
feeling
had planned.
around it. Yeah.
We knew he was going to flee.
Yep.
So I think Silavar right now is taking a couple of steps back, kind of repositioning himself, and now that he's invisible and he's watching his enemies.
Okay. Xavier?
Xavier is feeling pretty uncomfortable about the situation. But he's gonna,
especially since the everyone's sort of just at the end of everyone's turn, they said that they kind of disengaged.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of opens the room up a little bit, and all of a sudden you see Zorn.
Well, I don't.
Well, I mean, you kind of see like the silhouette. Like you see that there's something huge in the room, literally.
Okay,
large
enough to target it.
If you, I'll tell you this: if you want to be able to see him, he's going to see you.
Okay,
you move like 10 feet, but he's going to see you.
Xavier grits his teeth and advances into the fog enough to identify a silhouette that he's at least fairly confident isn't one of his allies. And And I guess I'm just gonna go all barrels on this guy. I reach out within, put my hands together, and spin them with an incantation. This purplish black ball of lightning forms, and he kind of like
Call this the gnome splatter.
he closes his eyes as he releases it from his hands, relying on the voice coming from the ring. He uses the 20 of his portents.
Ah,
And
nice.
he casts Chromatic Orb
Okay.
at the big boy.
Okay.
So that is a crit.
Oh, it misses though.
Now roll for the mirror image.
And I need some. Anybody got some D8s I can borrow?
Yep.
There's no save against chromatic orb.
It's an attack.
Oh, right,
roll.
because it's an attack
So
roll.
I used.
It's gonna be a lot
That looks
of
good.
damage.
It's a lot of D8.
And good news, he did not get the recharge on his
Mostly above average.
on his take half damage.
Nice.
That is 41 lightning damage.
Holy
baby.
shit! 41 lightning damage. This chromatic orb hits him right in the chest, and you just see lightning envelop his entire body. And you hear him scream out. At first, it sounds like it's in pain, but then it kind of sounds like when like your drunk friend hurts themselves and they're just like kind of mad about it.
Oh, dear.
He staggers back and he actually uses that axe to like keep himself standing. And he just goes, "Ah, I hate wizards." Jidden, you're up.
Oh, Jidden's. Oh, we step back. Oh,
You're up there.
alone. It's less that. It's I wouldn't get sneak attack, so I only get a
He's
D8.
not engaging anyone.
Yeah, I only get a D8 of damage, so it's borderline.
Could go for one of the twins.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Also, he stepped back too, so they're not within
And he's
5.
invisible.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really help me. I think Jidden's still sort of dancing around the throne, using it as some sort of cover.
I'm not within 5 feet of. I didn't have to get that close.
No.
Okay, it's good news. Good news for the wizard.
I think Jidden thinks his best option is going to be using that throne to kind of keep it between him and the Durlans. He's going to stow his rapier and pull out his crossbow.
Okay. Who are you shooting?
The big hulking shadow
Okay.
that's probably still sparking with electricity.
All right, go ahead. Roll to hit.
It's swing and a miss.
What did you hit?
9.
Okay.
He's probably a lot easier to hit he's huge now.
Yeah, it just
9's still pretty low.
yeah. It's. I mean, you're shooting at shadows.
Yeah.
in the fog stuff.
Luckily, he probably thought you were just one of his own men shooting at him.
Hopefully.
What's your armor class there, big wizard?
This axe
He still has the
easily
hot-
one shot me.
Oh yeah, it's
dude.
statistically likely.
17.
17. Oh wow,
He's got the highest AC in the party.
that's
I
fucking
got
crazy.
17.
I hope you have the shield spell.
It's mostly dex, though.
I'm rolling to hit.
Cool.
I hit.
I guess I.
What does
can't
shield give you?
know. Plus
Plus
5.
5?
Yeah.
Do you know? Do
What?
you just say hit or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think you.
It says when you are hit by an
But
attack.
I don't know what the roll is. I'm gonna cast shield, so it's 22. That might.
I wrote this down.
Oh my god!
21.
Holy shit! Okay.
Good call on the shield spell.
Awesome.
Literally saved your life. Can I roll damage?
Yeah.
Two of the best, I think, uses of shield spell I've seen in a while.
Yep.
In one combat.
20 damage. It would have put you at 0.
Yep. I'm at 19 actually.
Oh, nice.
God damn.
I guess it's always 0 and 5e, but
He took 1 point of damage from that mace.
his hands were still kind of crackling from
Yep.
that lightning, and as this huge shape moves right up at him, he kind of just instinctively like pushes his hands up, and the blow comes down and just glances into an invisible barrier, and sparks just shoot everywhere.
Again, he yells in frustration, I hate goddamn wizards! You're that drow, aren't you? Because you still look like a goblin.
Yeah. Zavir wants to say something clever and pithy, but he is terrified.
Savarkeen, you're up.
Savarkeen hears the sound of that arcane shield being struck, and she dashes. There's a whirl of fog behind her, and Zavir, you see in front of you just this dark shape come out of the fog and just climbs onto Zorn.
This motherfucker's got some hit points.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
So do I.
I don't.
And
Yeah,
I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
19 on the die.
Okay.
You can
It's a
roll
hit.
for advantage in case you want that 20.
I do have advantage. Didn't get the 20.
It's a hit.
Okay. Piercing damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please. He probably has advantage.
Is it against
'cause
poison?
It's
Yeah.
poison, yeah.
What's the DC?
DC 11.
All right.
So you're going to take half this poison, which is really good. 15 poison, cut in half. 7 if he has resistance. 3.
What about the...
What's the regular damage?
9 piercing damage.
Okay. The poison doesn't seem to have had much effect on him, but you dig those mandibles into his shoulder. You are literally hanging on him right now.
I am a large-sized creature as well, so we're like,
Yeah.
you're
You're like
spider's fighting.
You're almost grappled with him at this point. And the Durlans go. Dan, you're invisible.
Correct.
They go after the spider because that's the
What's
thing.
available.
Yeah.
And I am not blinded, so attacks would get
they have disadvantage against you.
disadvantage against me.
First one hit with disadvantage. So the second one is a straight roll and it missed. 7 damage as one of them stabs you.
Spider shakes but doesn't fall.
Kenrick goes through that side door. And then Matt, what's your armor class?
17.
You see that cat stalking towards you. And then all of a sudden from the side, you get whacked by tentacles as it displaces and attacks you. You take 14 damage.
Holy shit.
Wowzer.
We were told we should worry about the cat.
One use of shield. It's going to be would be a 22 if I use it, so I have to
21? 22. Yeah.
22. Yeah. 14 damage is a lot.
It's a lot. I'd say go for it.
Yeah, I think he's going to give it a shot. He doesn't want to take any sort of damage, so
Okay.
I'll cast shield.
I had hit a 18, so I miss.
Fuck yeah.
Really relying on our tricks.
Those shield spells have made this
They're
fight.
huge. It's a good trick.
I needed to be buffed before.
That's
fight.
it. We're at top of the round. Salavar, invisible, bravely brave. Oh wait, hold on. Crossbows, everyone.
I'm going to die
Another
invisible.
11.
19.
14.
12.
Oh,
I
fuck.
rolled a 19. I'd have a 22 against it, but
They're just random bolts.
Yeah.
You take 3 damage.
okay. Better
It's
than 14.
poisoned. You take
Minimum.
Yeah.
10 con.
They're crossbow bolts of elf slaying, actually.
Just that one was.
Just that one. Unlucky.
It was like the black
They're
arrow.
like,
Yeah.
should we just be firing these randomly? They cost 1,000 gold each.
Yeah, but it won't hurt the boss.
He said keep firing.
Yeah. Salavar.
Yeah, so I need a quick 2 questions about invisibility.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
Is if you attack while you're invisible, you obviously lose your invisibility. Do you
Yep.
have
Advantage on the first attack.
Yeah.
When you're invisible.
okay? And then the other question is, it says for spells or attacks you become uninvisible. What about an ability?
It's not if it's not a spell or an attack.
What is the ability?
Healing hands on myself.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Cool.
I think maybe I'll be able to take one more attack if I do that, but I'm gonna it cost me another round, or I can attack him right now.
The healing hands is smart. I think Zavir is in trouble, but the spider is a big threat right
Yep.
now to Zorn.
All right, I'm gonna do healing hands on myself, and then as like he kind of
Your type doesn't. Are you an?
I'm a beast.
You're a beast. Okay.
Yep.
he kind of mumbles a request as quietly as he can to his patron for help. And he kind of feels a little strength come back into him. And he's working his way to kind of position himself behind Zorn.
Okay.
As he does this. So
healing.
Yep.
All right. Xavier.
You guys remembering about your bless?
I am.
Yes.
I'm rolling every time.
But I haven't had a chance to attack since then.
Xavier.
So this guy's right up on me.
Yeah, but there's a spider on his back.
Okay. Xavier, he feels, he's terrified and doesn't necessarily want to blindly stumble backwards, doesn't know where other threats are. So he just kind of reaches a hand out and there's a like, boom, like a tone of a bell, like a minor note. He makes a wisdom save, DC 13.
Zorn does?
Zorn.
Sanctuary?
The spider's head like cocks when
Fail.
it hears this noise.
You can see this. You're within 10
Takes
feet now.
8 necrotic damage from Toll the Dead.
Well, it's the noise. The spell produces like a ominous tone.
8 damage?
8 damage.
Okay.
And that is a cleric spell. Cleric cantrip. Fuck. Yeah, I don't want to drop bless, so that's it.
Okay. Jidden?
With this displacer beast on him, Jidden realizes that this isn't the place to be. Seeing the spider and the other huge form, Jidden is going to just drop his crossbow at his feet, use disengage on the displacer beast, and roll up to Zorn.
Okay.
With his rapier out.
All right.
That is a 16 to hit.
Plus
The hit.
Plus
Plus a
D4.
D4.
Oh, plus the
It's a hit.
4. So that'd be a dirty 20. That would have been nice. That is
You guys are lucky. His reaction hasn't recharged.
11 piercing damage.
11. All right.
As he probably stabs into his massive quad.
Yeah. Quad is thicker than your waist.
Yeah.
Okay. Devin, give me a strength check.
Spider strength.
You get plus D4, right?
No.
It's not-
saving throws and attack
okay.
rolls.
I got a 20 with the spider's strength.
I got a 24. Zorn grabs one of your mandibles and whispers to you, I got tricks too. You know why they call me Zorn. And you see the tattoos on his head start to glow, and then you feel yourself falling. The rest of you see the two of them fall through the floor.
Oh, fuck.
What? I don't like that.
And that is what a Zorn does. Zorn can travel through stone.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dear.
You feel yourself falling. It's your turn. Very.
It's just like Gandalf in the Balrog.
I'd like to grab onto Zorn.
Okay.
Web him.
I mean, he's grabbed onto you.
Okay.
You don't need to grab onto him.
Okay.
But he's not letting you go. Well, maybe he is. Huh. Yeah, he's probably going to try to let you go.
Leave you in the stone? That is a brutal trick.
I'm going to shoot my web
Okay.
so that my abdomen sort of curls around.
Okay.
And it's going to shoot that web, and it only hits one target, but it'd be cool if I attach myself
You're
to
trying to.
Zorn.
Okay. Here's what I'll do. He is actually going to try to let go of you and leave you in the stone. I'm going to give you. I'm going to say you can kind of attach yourself to him and fall through with him.
It is an attack roll. If you'd like, I
Okay.
can make an attack
Yeah,
roll.
Roll 1d4.
Go ahead.
You-
Roll the
you
hit.
got
It's
advantage
pretty hard
still.
to miss this
Advantage.
guy.
It's a ranged attack,
Okay.
which normally has disadvantage if I'm within 5 feet.
Okay.
I don't know if the
Yeah,
blinded thing
yeah,
is still going on.
But you're just trying
No.
to like blow your load on his belly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Super easy.
I've done it.
straight roll.
He's large.
Mystics.
Just playing little spider tummy sticks.
I'm going to get rid of the D4 because we're probably not within 30 feet of
You probably moved about 30
Severe.
feet. I don't know how fast you fall on a turn.
15 on the die, plus 5 is a 20.
That's a hit. Okay. You're webbed to him. You feel him let go and laugh, but you're still falling. I wanted to warn you, like, just so you know, if you kill him right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
that was
held the
Devin.
surface.
Now it's Displacer Beast.
are you still invisible?
Yes, but I'm about to not be.
Matt, what's that armor
I
class
healed
again?
myself.
That's a 17.
Damn, I missed you both times.
Oh, thank God.
The Durlans, they go at the goblin. Yeah, because that all of a sudden, all the targets in front of them disappear, and they just see the goblin.
Tanking. Sick.
First brother missed. Second brother hit. Are you considering a shield spell? Or?
Considering a lot of things about what got me here.
7 damage.
Okay, I got to make a con save. That's what I was kind of considering.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst part.
Fail. Bless goes down.
What's keeping you as a goblin?
Disguise self, but it's not. It's not concentration. No.
Okay. All right. Kenrick is gone. The Durlans are attacking the goblin. Displacer Beast is attacking Jidden. Zavir is the goblin. Dan is invisible. Everyone make your crossbow rolls.
Do I have to make that crossbow
No.
roll?
7. Not the time. Ooh, 17.
Nada. 9.
Both of the Durlans got hit.
Nice.
Perfect strategy.
They'll die together. If one of them gets hit, they both get hit.
Same damage roll for both of them, too.
Oh, man, I had a great spell I took out at the last minute.
Which one?
Thunder Wave.
Is the fog cloud concentration?
It is.
Okay. Is there like a range? You have to stay within a range?
It lasts for the duration.
Okay.
Have you been hit at all?
He hasn't had to make a concentration check.
I did take 7 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Check now.
I succeeded.
Okay. And we're back to the top. The battlefield has changed slightly.
I see Zorn and Savarkeen drop through the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Salivar takes a couple of quick steps and places his hand on the back of one of the Durlans.
Okay.
And he's going to cast Inflict Wounds. He's got advantage for the first one.
You really want to crit, don't you?
I do, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
20 to hit.
Okay. It's a hit. Damn, 40-20? Holy shit.
19 damage.
40-10.
40-10. That's what I
Yep.
meant. Sorry. 19?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. He kind of cries out in agony as necrotic waves of pain move through his body.
Mm-hmm.
Good guy stuff.
Good guy stuff.
A lot of necrotic damage going.
Yeah. If I had crit, 8d10 would have been nice.
it would have been brutal. Zavir.
How tall are the ceilings in this chamber?
8 feet.
Fuck. I was hoping for a more grand tall.
It's like you guys are on like a middle level. So I described it as a column, meaning a stalagmite and a stalactite that have grown to meet. So you're inside a giant column. And his throne room is actually in like the middle. It's at the narrowest part of that column. So you're, there's a lot of floors above and below you, which Savarkeen kind of sees flying past him as you go through different rooms and stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to wizard my way up and out of here, but in that case,
Well, Savarkeen's got the whistle.
Yep.
The cloaker whistle to call in your air evac.
Oh, I just meant I was going to levitate. Reach. But I can't do that. So,
after that, after whatever Salivar just did, the Durlan brothers are both looking pretty hurt.
Okay. I'm going to, and they're both next to me.
Correct.
And no one else is.
Right.
Right, Dan, you're not?
I'm next to one of the Durlans.
Fuck.
I just showed up behind him.
You're all alone, wizard.
He just cast heal on himself. He's got a little bit of life in him.
I took 11 from him the first round. That was brutal.
I am going to do the same thing.
Ice knife?
No. The bell rings out again.
Okay.
And wisdom save, DC 13.
Failed.
For a big old... max damage. 12,
Wow.
12 necrotic damage.
Nice.
So it takes a D12 if it's missing any of its hit points.
Correct.
Cool.
Otherwise, just a D8.
Awesome.
And that's a cantrip. As a bonus action, I am going to point to Silivar and I say, "It's on you now. Stand to them. She's watching you." And I cast Shield of Faith.
It's an ambiguous she.
Yeah, it's Loth. It's definitely Loth. +2 armor class.
Awesome.
Great.
And that's it for Big Z.
Jidden?
Actually, you know what? He's gonna take move a little bit back, 10 feet back away from them. As he encourages
By the way,
his ally.
Moving towards the exit.
Here's a real problem. If that fog cloud goes down, we become pincushions.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got darkness?
No.
Cool.
Jidden really doesn't want to attack this cat. But he does hear one of the Durlins cry out in pain. And I think he probably has an inclination that his brother had something to do with it. So he is going to disengage from the Displacer Beast.
Okay.
And make his way to the Durlin, whichever one cried out.
Okay.
And sink his rapier, or attempt to sink his rapier into its chest. 16 to hit.
That's what you needed.
Don't forget the bless.
No, it's good down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you're right.
down. That is 18 piercing damage.
Dude, we haven't dropped anybody yet.
Nope.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Yep.
Well, we're technically dropping.
You stab him in the back. He screams.
And
Josh, Xavier notices the other one that didn't get stabbed. You see blood on his chest where the rapier pierces through.
Do they share hit points as well, Jake?
Seems that way.
Awesome. That's awesome.
is it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jidden's gonna sink his rapier into this thing, and it's not gonna go down. And anybody within hearing distance, you're gonna hear him curse like, "They won't go down."
They're dwarves. It's Zorn's turn.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
You land with a thud on a lead floor. And you're stuck together, actually.
He can make the restrained target can make a DC 12 strength check, bursting the webbing on a success. It also has an armor class and HP.
Right. He's going to make that check, which he failed because I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Do you have advantage because you are enlarged?
Do I?
You might.
Their enlarge isn't the spell enlarge.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Their enlarge it increases the die type of their damage.
Ooh, so that great axe
is a D20.
Oh my
Lord.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how the Dungeon Master's Guide. Sorry. It also lowers their armor class, but yeah, it's not the spell.
Cool.
The spell is usually pretty crappy. Just adds a D4 damage, I think. So he fails. So he's still we're gonna say grappled. You guys are grappled together.
Okay.
Bite him.
He what's your armor class?
As a spider, 14.
Yeah. Okay. He is just trying to do unarmed damage. He can't swing that axe. He probably drops it, but it gets stuck in the webbing, and he just reaches out and he's trying to pull off spider parts.
Okay.
You take 7 damage.
Make another concentration check.
Fuck.
Natural 1. The fog cloud disappears.
Oh no!
Oh, that's super duper bad.
We're gonna take 5 on that note.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish the round,
Yeah, okay.
and then I'll let you guys strategize while I go to the bathroom.
We die.
Yeah.
Savarkeen, what do you do?
I'm going to keep fighting as a spider. I'm going to I'm going to bite him.
Okay.
I'm going to roll my d6 to see if my ability recharges. It doesn't. No bless, just biting. A 13 to hit.
That's it.
Shit.
Con save, all that shenanigans. 7 points of piercing damage.
Con save is good.
Things are really going well.
Take half of 5 for succeeding. Or half for succeeding.
I keep
Is
thinking,
it rounded up?
what was the other part of the
Round,
plan?
always round down.
Oh, half is the success.
I rolled 5, so
Okay.
it would on a success it would take 2, and if he's resistant, he takes 1.
Okay.
That was his last hit point.
Hey, let me know, because if the poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points,
He's still up.
Some other stuff happens.
Yep.
He's still up. Before the fog dissipates, there's one more volley of random crossbow bolts. I'm going to roll these in front of you guys because if a crossbow bolt kills the Durlans, I don't want to be accused of being a nice guy GM who,
Okay.
helps you out.
I never accuse you of being a nice guy.
Nat 20. Yes.
All right.
I also rolled a nat 20.
Oh, man.
That's all right. Take out a Durlan. I'll
seven.
fucking take it.
Oh! Wow, a lot of hits this round. The fog must be
Three
really
nat
loosening
20s?
up.
A 19 for severe.
Anyone who got hit is a D8 plus 2. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, cool.
D8 plus 2. Yeah, rolled a 2.
So the Durlan brothers had 2 hit points left, so this kills them.
Oh my
Yes.
I rolled max. Holy shit.
Yep.
That's
something, but we still have to get out of here. And there's a displacer beast.
You actually hear voices from within the walls, and there is a volley of more crossbow bolts than usual. You hear them pinging off of armor, and a couple of you get hit, and one of the Durlan brothers, you just see a bolt hit him in the side of the head, and then they both collapse.
as the fog
The
breaks
fog
away.
breaks away.
Salivar sees the both of you and he says, "Run."
The displacer beast kind of looks back and forth at all of you, and if you could read its expression, I mean, it's barely wounded. It's ready to hunt.
Good.
I kind of think in your current state it could kill the whole party.
100%.
Yeah.
What are the exits like besides what we came in through?
There's the doors you came in, which lead to a staircase that leads down, and then there's a door behind the throne, and that's it. That's all that you see.
Is that door closed?
Yes. Jidden is
We've learned our
next to
lesson
it.
about doors.
Jidden is next to that door, and Salivar and Zavir, you guys are closer to the door you entered from.
We saw Zorn go down.
Zorn went down through the floor. Jidden, the displacer is... Oh, no, you moved up to attack the Durlans.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you're all sort of in the center of the room, so equidistant to both doors. But you would all have to go past the displacer beast to go through the door behind the throne. I mean, we're still... we'll keep an initiative order for now. But I don't know what you guys want to do. Dan, you're technically up, but the three of you are all kind of at the same time. So what are you doing?
As a bonus action, Salivar is going to invoke his necrotic shroud. It's kind of his witchblade thing, where his eyes go black, and he looks at the cat and goes, "Run!" And it produces a fear effect as well as giving me +2 to damage. So 10-foot radius, save DC 14, frightened until end of next turn.
Wow. 14, what kind of save?
Wisdom save, I think.
I'm gonna need a monster manual.
No, that's a 3.5.
Why do you have a 3.5 monster
I was looking
manual
up
on the table?
no, it wasn't it was the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I thought I wrote down all the relevant information for it, but I didn't write down its wisdom save. I rolled a 12, so it matters.
Probably has a high wisdom, actually.
Zavir is going to go right behind.
It's got a +1.
That's huge.
So it failed.
Oh, shit.
It was a 14, right?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, that's huge. It won't move towards you, right?
Move away. Right. Awesome. That's
And
huge.
he takes like 1 or 2 steps back, like looking at it, and then turns to run.
Zavir goes right after Salivar, and he says in Undercommon, he says, "The king is dead. Let us get out before the others get here to reinforce us. And
so you guys are making your way through the door you came in.
Goes through the door.
Luckily for all of you, you know the way down because you just came through this way.
Kenrick is gone?
Kenrick is gone. He went through the door behind the throne.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. No, he went through the door you guys are about to go through. So good thing, you know the way out. Bad thing, the goal was to go up.
And to kill Zorn.
Yep.
Yeah, that too.
I as we're running out, I say, we need to go down, finish the job, and get out of here.
We may not last.
She has the whistle.
Fine, down. And he pivots and starts running towards the way we came through.
The three of you exit and start making your way down. Since we're not doing a dungeon crawl, I'm not going to make a map for every level of the fucking spire.
Boo, 1 star.
Here's what I'm going to do before I jump over to the ongoing combat that's going on downstairs. Tell me how you are trying to find them. Like what skills you want to use.
Sure.
Besides just running down. Think about it for a second.
Yep.
And I'm going to go over to Savrakeen. You're in this dark hallway. There's no light, and you're currently webbed to Zorn, and you guys are grappling. He tries to break free again. This time he does. He rips those webs off his chest, kind of backs up, pulls the axe out of the webs and brushes it off. Is that a move action?
It is an action to make the strength check to break the web.
Okay. So after he does that, he just takes a couple steps back and he kind of squares off with that axe and he just looks at you and smiles.
You hear like a chittering and the spider like shakes. I'm going to use a bonus action, my Circle of the Moon special ability. I can use a bonus action to expend a spell slot and restore hit points.
Okay.
Nice move.
So I'm just going to do first level. I get 1 hit point. But that's just a bonus action. And I'm going to roll for my ability. I don't get it back. And the spider just moves up towards him. Fangs first.
Okay.
Does the Ring of Axe slang identify you as a
We
elf
already
at
went
this
over
point?
this. He's not.
He's a beast.
I'm
Nope,
a beast
he's a
type.
beast.
You are a beast.
I'm a boost. That's a 12 to hit.
Miss.
Okay.
You've zeroed it in.
13.
Yeah.
Somehow, you come in, he kind of fends you off, and then he swings at you with that axe. What's your armor class?
14.
He did.
He has an ability as well. He gets advantage if he's below half, which he is.
Oh, good. So he has
What's
to
that
have
cursed-
less than 250 hit points.
Sweet.
And he needed it. You take 17 damage.
Ow.
What's
So
that cursed ring do again?
before I use that ability to heal my 1 hit point, I had 17 hit points.
Oh my God.
Now I have 18.
Now you have one.
And now I have 1.
But they're spider hit points. They're all make-believe.
Yeah. It's a credit.
It's like space
from
balls.
Yeah, but the problem is when you go back to being priority number 1 and you're an elf.
Yeah.
Like, whose
Bad
line is
news
it anyway?
bears.
The hit points are made up.
The spider stands.
Yeah. He smiles at you. He says, "This has been fun." And then
I like Zorn.
Me too.
Me too.
he hears something. You hear it too. It's movement. It's a lot of people moving. And he looks over his shoulder. And you actually see light at the end of this tunnel. You see a bunch of forms moving, not towards you, away actually. Large forms, not dwarves. You're not sure what's going on. But he says, "What? How'd you get in my vault?"
The spider looks at him.
He looks back towards them, looks at you. And then he says, "What is this ring? What did you do to me? How'd you get the password out of my head?" And then he attacks you. Well, then you attack him. It's actually your turn.
Yeah. Yeah. She's going to bite. Miss.
Brutal.
Back to our heroes above.
I'm going to roll to see if I get my ability back. I don't.
Okay.
Crushing it.
Zavir, I'd like to make a pitch for using Arcana.
Okay.
For the, we have somewhat of an idea of the layout of this tower. Obviously not exact, but Jidden did some scouting. We've been in it a couple times, and I've probably heard of the Zorn and their abilities. So basically, he's trying to think of how far it would have traveled, how far down. Is it just through one level of stone?
Okay.
That's just how I think I would approach it.
Here's how I'm going to do this. They've now fought one round of combat down there. The magic
two, I think.
Two.
Because
you're right. They fought 2 rounds of combat down there. The magic number you guys need to make is a 60 collectively.
Okay.
So let's see how many turns it takes you guys to get there.
Okay.
You're doing Arcana. I like that.
Salivar's going to try to make an insight check.
Okay.
Thinking about how the mechanics of this could possibly work and how far he would be willing to fall before, wanting to protect himself.
Okay.
So he's just going to use some logistics from falling.
All right. Matt?
I think the easy one for him would be to try to use stealth to kind of keep us
avoiding trouble.
Yeah. Realizing what tunnels are main thoroughways and what are smaller ones and trying to lead us down smaller.
Yes, because you've already been here.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, his scouting mission was looking around this place.
What do we got?
17.
18.
35, huh?
Oh,
that's what you need to make it up.
Damn.
25.
No, 35 is what they are at so far.
16, 51.
Okay. Obviously, next turn you guys are going to get it. But here's what happens: you can sense sort of ripples in the stone where it has been altered. You actually feel it, and you feel where it feels a little smoother.
Cool.
You can kind of trace a path from floor to floor. At one point, Salivar, you point out a few items in the room that have been disturbed and where they maybe fell through a floor, but then kind of moved to the side a little bit. Like they weren't falling straight down. You notice that. And Jidden, you're able to easily navigate this place because you've been here. You know it pretty well at this point.
Sick.
And surprisingly, there's very few guards because that was part of the when we established the scene. He was paranoid, so he doesn't have a lot of guards around. So you guys are able to follow some staircases. You're making your way downstairs. You get to this narrow flight of stairs, and you're making your way down, and you run into Kenrick at the bottom of these steps. Beyond him, past him, is a long, straight corridor. He sees all of you. He's panting, out of breath, and he just kind of stares at all of you in terror. Josh.
Yes.
You hear a voice. Kill him. It will please her.
In his head, he thinks, no, the plan.
The orcs did nothing for us. Filthy creatures. Leave this place in chaos.
Zavir raises a hand at Kenrick. He says, where did he go? Tell us, coin man, or your life is forfeit.
I don't know. I left the room before you.
Lies, what's below?
There's nothing below. There's a waterway ahead.
Do we hear any any indication of what they heard?
You hear noise up ahead.
Okay.
Maybe clanging of metal.
We don't have time for him.
He reaches out. He's going to give him a little chill touch.
Okay.
He's kind of listening to the voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do damage. If I hit. It's a 16.
It's a hit.
a spectral hand moves out. It grasps around his neck, and he takes 8 necrotic damage. And he says, "Where did Zorn go? Below the throne room. Find it, or we'll pull the life out of you."
He's trying to say that he doesn't know. And
you feel a hand on your shoulder.
You feel 2 hands on your shoulders. On your other shoulder, you feel cold absence of anything.
We need him alive. That's the deal. He says under his breath, Silavar.
And then Silavar's hand feels oddly warm. Divine almost.
Xavier kind of like shrugs you off like
this.
Like
need him. He lets his hand fall and he looks like you square in the eye and says, "We need him alive. Let him go."
You lower yourself to make deals with orcs.
Let him go now. We have to move.
You can choose to kill him if you want. With the chill touch.
Xavier, I'm going to make him make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Nice. I'm going to call it DC 12.
Such a drama queen, this one.
I rolled a 14. It's a 18.
Okay.
He kind of snarls at you, and then he says, "We're manipulating them. The deal will benefit us."
Yes, of course. Hurry. And he turns and looks at Jidden and like starts moving down. Like you're
It doesn't really
speaking-
make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but he's responding to it as if you were talking to him.
Josh, what do you have left for spell slot, for cleric spell slots?
I have a first and a second level spell.
You don't anymore.
Well, so technically they're combined, my spell slots.
Okay. You can't use them for cleric
but
spells
I could lose
for the rest of the day. Not just for
Okay.
She's just
I don't
kind of
know
a
that.
bitch.
I feel like a disconnect, a silence.
Here's some loss for you.
Do you guys... He says, the vault. He would go to the vault.
Where?
He points down the hall.
He runs off.
As you guys start running down this hall, you realize that the walls are lined with lead. The floor is lined with lead. And you hear fighting. You get there just in time to see Zorn swing at Savarkeen with that axe.
Finish eating a spider.
I believe it was, we were...
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'll keep you guys in the same order. No, I won't. I'm sorry. I'll put Zorn and Savarkeen at the start, and then Salver, Xavier, and Jidden will come in after that. So you guys get there just in time. We'll say you're 30 feet away to see Zorn swing that axe and definitely hit you. Roll the 19. And you take 19 damage.
What's 1 minus 19 again?
I believe it's 0.
Does the extra go through?
Yeah, I take 18 as a drow.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That would almost put me down.
And then the 2d6 from the slaying, right?
Yep.
Hey.
If you want, because I take...
No.
Okay.
It's all one attack. What does that look like? You being whacked with this axe and turning back into...
We've seen it before where she got knocked down by the big swing from Tabor. She just gets like almost thrown to the ground. And it's like the dried carapace of like a dead spider.
Okay.
And she gets like knocked out of it. It turns brittle. It falls and then it just tumbles and dissipates into dust once it hits the ground.
Cool. And there you are on the ground. Bloody face. You kind of stand up.
She has like fear and rage in her eyes. And she holds up that scepter and it's a spine and it just sort of starts moving on its own and then it becomes rigid. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I got a 12.
DC 13. Zorn is paralyzed.
There's been a lot of close calls. Paralyzed.
By hold person.
Oh my God.
Wow.
The big guns.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh. And she takes that spine and she like cracks it, and the vertebrae separate. It turns into that whip.
Cool.
Dope.
Salivar.
Salivar sees that he freezes in place.
Mm-hmm.
It's this shrieking like word that she says.
Salivar doesn't break step. He just keeps running, draws his sword, and swings.
Cool.
You have advantage on the attack?
I don't, because it's been more than a minute for the curse.
He's paralyzed.
Oh, yeah. 24.
Middle hit.
That's a critical hit.
What?
Paralyzed.
Oh, God, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going to do that much damage, though, with a crit.
Is your Hexblade's curse still active?
No, it's 1 minute. So
really?
That would have been come and gone. That is 8 damage.
Okay.
Or a crit. Powerful.
Huge guy.
Wizard with a sword over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You whack him. He's surprisingly solid. Zavir.
I guess I see that he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
And I just fuck it. I just go right up to him.
Okay.
I put my hands out again. That ball forms right in front of him. And I say, "Your father was wise to warn you of drow wizards." And I launch the chromatic orb at his face.
You can see the hatred in his eyes. You can see how just angry he is.
Especially he saw
that it's ending this way.
And he saw Savarkeen the drow when he kicked her out of the spider form.
Let's go 5 hit points, bro.
That's critical hit.
42.
42.
Wow.
All right. It was way more than you needed to do.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. You melt his face. You smell the burning hair from that beard as dozens of rings just fall across the floor. Their magic protecting them from the orb.
We must move with haste.
When he falls to the ground, what remains of his body shrinks back to its original size. So real quick, very long corridor, lead floors and walls. You did pass did I say it out loud or just think it? Kenrick mentioned there's a waterway down here. You did pass an intersecting waterway. Not the way you wanted to get out of here, but it is a way out. There's sure to be people coming down those stairs after you any second. And then up ahead, you hear a lot of commotion. There's there is light, and there are multiple armored forms up ahead. What are you guys doing?
Savarkeen says, "There's a vault that way."
We don't have time.
Then we go this way.
Zavir drops to a knee. He looks at Jidden and kind of smiles, looks down at the ground, and like he sweeps and grabs
As you start sweeping to grab, an invisible hand appears and just starts scooping up rings as well.
Oh, it's like playing the grabber game.
Yeah.
Hungry hippos.
Salivar, take the axe.
Take his head.
He reaches for the axe and lines it up.
Okay.
Beheads him.
Okay. There's not much of a head left. But yeah.
He looks at
you do.
Zavir looks at Savarkeen and says, "Can we get up? Is there another way you spoke of?"
She pulls from underneath her puafwi a whistle on a string. We just need to get outside.
The coin counter, the waterway. I think it's our best bet. There are forces moving all around us.
Let's go.
We make our way to the waterway.
You make your way to the waterway, and you escape into the tunnels underneath the stone spire.
Followed by a floating hand full of rings.
Closing scene. We see Thorm and 24 heavily armored orcs standing in a lead-lined hallway in front of a metal wall. From behind his massive form steps a small high elf. The elf walks up to the metal wall and says, "Korak kan Karik kas Zorn." The wall disappears. The orcs move in, quickly grabbing what they can and packing the treasure. We see the high elf and Thorm looking at the ivory pedestal. An orc soldier reaches for the ring and Thorm stops him. That one's not ours. The soldier moves as the elf plucks the ring from the stand. Our master will be pleased with this.
Awful.
Noise.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, it's a ring of 3 wishes.
Yep.
One's out. Yep.
Integral and component in becoming a mega lich.
Sweet.
Wow.
Thank you for listening to A Tangled Web. Please, if you have time, tell a friend, write us a review, or, just go out and shout it on the rooftops. Check out all of our different social media platforms. You can go to our website and find links at the bottom. There's probably also links on whatever you're listening to right now. That's NastyGramRPG.com, and definitely check out the socials because I tend to put little things on there to help with NPCs and visual aids and whatnot. Our intro music was by A Wilhelm Scream. Theme song is Oath by Adrian von Ziegler. All scores by Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Marttikainen. Thanks for listening.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it's a ring of 3 wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One's out. Yep.
Integral and component in becoming a mega
God.
lich.
Sweet.
Wow.
This is
we
like
really knocked it out of the park for this guy. We just...
You also gave his minions like a treasure hoard full of magic items.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
classic CIA intervention in Central America. Just
Professionals.
coming in to establish a friendly government.
This is just democracy in action.
So the necklace that Thorm is wearing is the same as the ring. It's an actual lithid item called like a slave ring, like it enslaves the mind of the wearer. Yeah.
Remember how we were talking about that? And I was like, yeah, he's probably active.
You said the thing was enhanced. It was enhancing
Enchantment.
him. Enchanting him in some way.
Oh boy.
Sick.
Cool. Yeah. Super fun.
It's heavily obscured. I don't know if they're blinded. It would be like darkness, I would assume, like that heavily obscured. You have disadvantage on all attacks.
I'm going to read you environment.
No, don't read the spell.
It just has heavily obscured. Darkness and other effects that obscure vision can prove a significant hindrance. A given area might be lightly or heavily obscured. Blah, blah, blah. A heavily obscured area, such as darkness, opaque fog, or dense foliage, blocks vision entirely. A creature effectively suffers from the blinded condition when trying to see something in that area. And
Blinded, like -4 to hit.
Blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
So I would assume, someone's next to you. You can attack them. You just have disadvantage.
All right. So what you said before, like the crossbowman can still shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on. And this has
Yeah, absolutely.
cut out.
But like
This is what's dumb. But
what's dumb is you have advantage and disadvantage. Like if you're in the cloud,
so we all roll flat.
yeah, it does nothing
According to that.
according to the game rules.
Right. Because they have disadvantage to hit. We have...
Unless you have a way, like for you, it's great. For Dan, it's great, right? Because you have true sight.
But that's only magical darkness.
Okay. So,
every creature in the fog cloud is treated as being blinded.
Okay.
So as long as it's in that thing, the attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Yep.
If both creatures are blinded, it doesn't really.
Everyone's
Right.
got disadvantage.
that's what I'm saying.
They're all flat rolls.
They're all flat rolls because they have advantage. They have disadvantage, but they have advantage against the guy that's blind.
Yeah. So it does nothing.
2 people in a fog cloud, it nullifies itself.
I would have imagined everyone has disadvantage.
On the other hand,
Yep.
the crosswomen who have advantage already still have advantage
How do they have advantage when there's fog?
because they're not in the fog.
But they don't. You have to know the target's location.
That's
I would you have to assume they don't know
A creature effectively suffers a blinded condition when trying to see something in that area. So the crossbowman would essentially be blinded to anything inside.
In the area.
But in game terms, that it doesn't stop you from targeting someone. Because if it does, then like we're all going to sit here and watch Devin fight everything.
Well, I mean, I would assume like, I don't know, like just, I'm more not the game rules, but like you're in heavy fog. If you're adjacent to somebody, you know they're there. If you're looking through a 20-foot fog bank.
Yeah, I would, but sure. But crossbow guys aside, like everyone is going to be still flat rolls.
It would rely on us being able to have vision or cast fairy fire on them, I guess.
I think the two people like up close to Zorn still know that Zorn is there. Like you can still hear.
Yeah.
And
but what I'm saying is like it goes both ways. Like he can still like why would it apply to you guys and not to them?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I was just saying disadvantage. I think that everyone would have disadvantage, but you could rule if you're within 5 feet. It's just a straight up roll because you can see each other. And
I mean, it's according to the game rules, it is already just a straight up roll. like that's.
Then what would be the point of it at all?
The point of it is if you have a way that you can see, or if you're just trying to like not get shot by a bunch of people, you know.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it can't fucking make sense to like.
Yeah.
I don't, that description, like they have the blinded condition is kind of silly because that means, yeah, that like if people are in complete darkness, someone outside still has the same chance of hitting them, which is ludicrous.
Right. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine saying the crossbowman, you know, can't see anyone who's in the fog. I'm fine with that. But like, as far as everyone inside, it like,
I guess it's fine if it makes it even, and then it's relying on us. Basically, it's neutralizing the crossbowman.
Yep.
And it's relying on us to make something else to give us the advantage in there.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Let's cut all that.